No, you have to go fresh. No practice at all.
I believe it.
How much money of mine you have left? Hey. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour on YouTube. Today we are coming to you live from Haja Rose Bowl for major number 8 of the PJBT season. We are down to the finals. No stepladder today. We're doing elimination style. Top 4 made it. All 4 are going to be bowling at one time. Low bowler will be out. Then the next 3 will move on. They will all bowl. Low bowler out. That brings us to the final 2. Waiting for the cards from Matthew to see who made it. All right, Matt's giving them final instructions before we start with our player introductions. Well, the top 4 in scratch we seem to know. The top 4 in handicap, I see a couple new faces in there. All right, looks like we are just about ready for player introductions. Take it away.
Okay, bowling fans. Put these down. Okay, time to introduce our finalists for major number 8 of the PJBT. Our event today here at Rose Bowl in Allentown. Time to introduce our 4 finalists on each side. We'll start with the scratch division. Your 4th seed today from Lancaster, PA, Ryan Graham.
In the scratch division, your number 4 seed, Ryan Graham.
Also competing in the first eliminator match, our 3rd seed from Bangor, PA, Aaron Heckman.
Aaron Heckman, your number 3 seed.
Also competing in the finals today, our number 2 seed from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Dylan Zimmerman.
Your number 2 seed, Dylan Zimmerman.
And our top seed today
on spring break,
at plus 119 for 9 games from Wernersville, PA, Jack Selmer.
And your number 1 seed.
Let's have a nice hand for our 4 scratch finalists.
I'm going to make a little joke here now. His bowling was a lot better than his weather forecasting this week. Jack Selmer.
Okay, on to the handicap side. Our 4th seed from Berwick, Pennsylvania, Haley Brown.
Haley Brown, newcomer to the finals.
Our number 3 seed competing in the finals today from Goldsboro, PA, Sarah Fennicle.
Sarah Fennicle. We've seen her on the live stream a few times.
Our number 2 seed from Fairfield, Connecticut, Nolan Herron.
From Fairfield, Connecticut, Nolan Herron.
And our handicap top seed at plus 1 61 for 9 games today from Florham Park, New Jersey, Amanda Granata.
Amanda Granata from New
That's a
Jersey
nice
is your
hand for
top
our
seed.
handicap finalists for today's major.
All right, so once Matthew gives me the cards, we can run down some scores. All right, let's see what we got here. In the scratch side,
All right.
Jack Selmer was your number 1 seed at plus
Bring us 6, please. And for the bowling
119.
fans, eliminator style
This was a
finals
2.5 to
today,
1
the top
challenge
4,
pattern.
the low bowler will be out after 1 game.
PJBT
The
number
top
8,
3 will then compete. Low score will be
created
out.
by
We'll be
Cagle.
down to 2
All right,
bowlers
Jack
who
was
will
first at
for the
119.
major
Dylan
title.
Zimmerman was second at 92. Aaron Heckman third at 52. And Ryan Graham fourth at 22. And on the handicap side, Amanda Granata was first at 161 over. Nolan Heron was second at plus 100. Sarah Fennicle was third at plus 56. And Haley Brown rounds out our finalists at plus 43. All right, lanes are on for practice. As always with our majors, we are bowling on the PJBT gold pins. And we are on a fresh pattern. The lanes have been stripped and re-oiled. I was watching some of the bowlers today. There was a multitude of lines out there for them to hit. There wasn't all that much oil in the middle, so if you got it left, it kind of kept moving left. But I did see a lot of people swing the ball, and I did see a lot of people play down and in. Hello, Jaden. As always, for those of you watching, our Matthew, our Facebook, our YouTube page is, the comment section is up. It's live. It's operational. Feel free to chime in. You got a question, you got a comment, you want to know anything about the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour, feel free. If you like what you're seeing, you're not a subscriber, feel free to hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand portion, and you will be notified each and every time we go live on the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you watching. We'd love to have you under 21 aged young adults come and bowl with us. For those of you that are watching us that are in high school from the state of Pennsylvania, if you bowl for your high schools, you would know that state finals is going to be this Friday and Saturday out in Pittsburgh. And I can tell you right now that more than half of the field in scratch singles, boys and girls, more than half of the field are PJBT regulars. So this is where you learn to bowl your best. So if you're an up-and-comer in the world of bowling, you're like, we'll say in 6th, 7th grade, certainly have a handicap division, come on out, and in a couple of years, you'll be averaging 200 in no time. All right, so do have all three of our cameras set up again, so let's take a look around here, see what we got. Here's the camera set up behind the scratch pair. And And there's the camera set up behind the handicap pair. So we'll be flipping back and forth between camera angles today, all three of them. My next little endeavor is to try to figure out how to get a scoreboard up there as well. Then I'll need to have some help producing this. If anybody wants to be a PJBT roadie as well to come and set all this up and take it down every week, feel free. All right, so on the handicap side, the top seed, Amanda Granata, receives 48 pins. Nolan Heron receives 45, Sarah Fennicle 28, and Haley Brown 56. After game one, the remaining three bowlers will be flip-flopping lanes. Handicap will move to the left, scratch will move to the right. Joining me in the broadcast booth now, Mr. Sixes Are Wild today. He won 6 brackets. He finished 6th. He threw 6 bad games.
6 bad.
On to Matthew.
Okay, bowling fans, time to introduce our finalists once again for the first eliminator of 3 matches for today's finals. On the scratch side, we have top left will be number 4 seed Ryan Graham. Underneath him, number 1 seed Jack Selmer. On the right lane, we'll have number 3 seed Aaron Heckman and number 2 seed Dylan Zimmerman. Top 3 will advance to game number 2. On the handicap side, we have number 4 seed Haley Brown getting her 56 pins handicap. And we have Amanda Granata, tournament leader, getting 48 pins handicap. On the right lane, we have number 3 seed Sarah Fennicle getting 28 pins handicap. And we have number 2 seed Nolan Heron getting 45 pins handicap. Top 3 move on to game number 2. Okay, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our 8 finalists.
All right, joining me, like I said, in the broadcast booth is the prodigy.
Hi.
My offspring. I think.
You think?
I think.
Okay.
You did pretty good out there today.
Define pretty good.
You made some money.
Yeah, I made a little bit.
All right, first we got Ryan Graham up, lane 3. Haley Brown will be up on lane 5. Aaron Heckman will be on 4, and Sarah Fennicle will be on 6.
So I'm interested to see how this plays because I thought the original Fresh played kind of like a house shot. I didn't think it was very hard at all. And then as normally, as a pattern breaks down, they usually get easier, like a challenge pattern. No, it got harder. A lot harder.
I saw that.
Like, after the first game, the scores were kind of high. Cut was only like, what, minus 12? And the cut ended up getting to like 120 or whatever after
something
6.
Like that, yes.
I mean, I missed 1 makeable, I believe. At least in the first 6.
I think what would have helped the scratch division today is if you guys stayed on scratch pairs. I
don't think that would have made a difference,
Okay.
actually. No, because I think, how many people were there? 36 or whatever?
Yes.
Half of them played it wrong, I think.
Okay.
I don't. Everybody was just everywhere. Like, there was a lot of people playing in the track or the gutter. So I think that's what made it actually harder. Was nobody really congregated on one specific spot, which normally is what happens on long. Everybody usually plays third arrow start, give or take. So that could have played a part in it.
Let's see what Sarah Fennicle does on lane 5. Joining us also in the broadcast booth is Skip Moyer.
Gentlemen, hello as always. Good to be here.
Thanks for sitting in, Skip.
Well, got to continue my reputation as a man of the people.
That you are.
I come down here and I see 2-3 counts.
Yes. Good shot by Ryan Graham. Opens up with a double.
Sarah now up on 5, looking to cover her 7 that she left. She gets 6. Dylan over on lane 3 for his second frame. Comes in light, leaves a 2-pin.
Dylan makes his spare. Nolan on lane 5 makes his spare. And let's see if Jack can make his spare. And he does.
Watching 2 frames of this, they look to be hooking a lot more than the original Fresh did, which is odd.
Yes. Sarah, lane 6. She comes in high, leaves the 4-6. Let's see what Haley Brown could do. This is Haley's first time making a cut, and she makes the TV show. Good shot there by Haley.
She was pretty ecstatic when she found out.
Yeah, she had a really good last game to make it in.
Just got to keep digging. That's why you show up.
Yep.
Sarah now looking to grab 1 here off the 4-6. Looks like she should be in good shape. She gets 1. That'll give her 65 in the third with her handicap. Nolan up now for his third frame. Misses left, leaves the 1-3-10.
Aaron's starting out a little slow. If I remember correctly, he was the leader after game 1 today. He had a game in the 250s.
Yeah.
To open up. You were second. 230 something.
Pretty sure I was third. I think Jack shot 240.
Yeah, quite a few bowlers started off strong. Some came off, strong late, but made your spares. You were in good shape.
I missed 1.
Hence why you hung around the top 5 all day. That's what it's all about. You miss your spares, you're going to drop down real fast.
I mean, I know out of the first 6 games, at least 4 of them, I probably had about 7 or 8 spares in them.
Yes, you were a spare shooting machine today. Good shot there by Sarah.
Just got to stay safe on a pattern like this. Don't, if you're going to leave something, make sure it's on the same side of the lane. Strike there for Aaron.
All right, so let's take a look at some scores here. Ryan Graham up in the 4th. He has started with the front 3.
I don't think he liked that one.
Actually, to me, the heads in the mid lane look a little tighter, but the back ends look like they're hooking a lot more than they were on the fresh earlier.
The fresh, it was really easy to get your ball to the pocket. Whether your ball would hit or not was a different story. In practice, I was able to stand on 25 and hit the pocket, but I couldn't carry. By the end of practice, I was standing on about 20 by the time I was able to carry.
All right, so let's see here. On the scratch side, Ryan Graham has the front four. Jack Selmer, he is up in the fourth now. He has strike, spare, strike. Aaron Heckman, spare, spare, open, strike. Although one of those spares was a 3 count. And Dylan Zimmerman chopped, spare in the first, spare in the second, strike in the third, and he now has the 210 in the fourth. So right now, Ryan Graham is in your lead. And low man looking out at the moment would be Dylan Zimmerman. On the handicap side, through 4, Haley had 106. Sarah had 65 with a strike. Nolan has 105. And Amanda has 82 with a spare. So at the moment, Sarah is low person out. Little score correction, Amanda actually opened in her 4th frame. Good spare there by Heckman.
Would Ryan leave?
He left, I don't know.
That's good.
Let's look here. That would be the 2-pin.
Okay. I don't really like where Jack and Dylan are playing, actually. I think they're a little too far left for what they need to be. I mean, I get where they're playing because now they're playing the hold area, but as soon as they miss just a little right, it's gone. Like that, if Dylan was further right, that'd be a big 4. So I get the idea where they're playing, but I think they should be almost a zone to the right.
Selmer flags his 2-pin.
That's interesting.
That don't happen too often.
No, it does not. All right, let's see what Haley could do lane frame number 6. She's working on an open. And let's not talk about what she just did.
The gray boards don't hook.
That is true. Sports Center breaking news.
That guy agrees to multi-year deal with the Phillies.
Yes, very happy about that. Jake Arrieta's a Philly.
All right. I guess
So in
he's
other
a
words,
good pitcher.
in about 3 weeks, he'll be on the DL.
Shh. Don't say that.
Nice.
No. Those are the Mets. You have them confused. Right division, just wrong team.
Got ya.
How's golf going?
I'm waiting to see if Tiger Woods can birdie 18 here to force a playoff.
Does he need that?
He's one back on 18.
Good shot there by Nolan.
He might even be done. I'm not sure.
That's a long putt.
All right, so let's take a look at some scores here. Sarah has 102 with a spare in the 6th. Nolan has 113 with a strike in the 6th. Haley has 122 with an open in the 6th. And Amanda is going to have Either 99 with a spare or 108 with an open. So right now, Amanda is on the outside looking in.
Yes, that guy hit the ball.
On the scratch side,
Good spare for Ryan. Keeps a 50-pin lead, pretty much.
yes, he's got 127. He's clean through 6. Aaron is at 76 with a spare in the 6th. Dylan will be in the 70s here after 6. And Jack will be either in the 70s with a mark in the 6th or in the 80s with an open in the 6th. So right now, Dylan is still on the outside looking in.
That was better. Looked like Jack balled up, actually, so that ball read a little bit better for him. He went to a Sherlock, I believe, with some surface. That'd be the only reason I'd see to play in, with some surface.
Nolan on 6 leaves the 127. Let's see what Aaron can do. He's working on a spare. That's a much better shot.
Certainly has the these guys certainly have the inside part of the lane working. Able to push
Skip,
a little bit of oil around.
I think they found out that we're in attendance now. They started clapping.
I heard that.
Thank you.
That's how
Good
it should be.
Yes, good spare there by Amanda. Ryan Graham up in the 7th. He flags that outside, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. You know, this pattern on paper didn't look all that hard, with the exception of it's a little on the flat side. But if you miss, you're done.
I think that has something to do with the center we're in.
That too.
I think if we were in a higher friction center, I think this actually pattern wouldn't be too hard. As long as you could get like 5-6 to hook, I don't think it'd be too hard. But here, 5-6 has an issue hooking. Even with 500 on a ball, it was hard to get your ball to face the right way.
That's a double for Sarah. Haley threw her 2-7 as if she were trying to make the 10 pin. But that's
All right.
okay. She's got 140 with an open in the 8th.
Dylan changed balls through the face. Leaves a 3-pin.
Nolan comes up high, 6-10.
Jack looking for a double. He throws it out past the break point. 1, 2, 4.
Is Tiger on his approach?
Yep, he's coming in 18.
Par 5 or par 4?
It's a par 4.
Doing a little golf commentary while we're talking about bowling.
Dylan makes his 3-pin, just barely.
Amanda on lane 6, frame 8. She makes her spare. The handicap match is pretty close all the way around. Let's see what Haley could do. She goes Jersey and carries. Good shot, foundation frame 9th.
I assume he needs to make that.
Yeah.
What's that, a 50-foot putt?
Tiger's a lot farther away than he wants to be, so we'll see what happens.
Ryan here on 3 spares. Back on the strike train. He's at 163 in the 7th on a strike. Heads and heels above everybody else.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say he will be moving on.
Yeah.
Everybody else, though, is pretty much it's a 4-pin. It's a 4-pin difference for all the other 3 bowlers on the pair, so it's going to come down to the 10th there. Over on the handicap side, right now, Amanda Nolan and Haley are safe at the moment, but Sarah is on a 3-bagger, which is going to help out a lot. I don't believe that's counted in, so.
No, it is
No.
not. Haley now up in the 10th. Oh, big 4. There might be something going on with lane 3. The last 3 shots, the bowlers threw it right through their break point.
That would happen a lot with everybody. You threw it just a little fast, it was through the break point. That was a good shot by Dylan.
All right. Haley is going to be in the clubhouse with 165. That is probably going to knock her out. Four in a row for Sarah. She's safe.
Wasn't pretty, but it's an X.
Yes, Nolan has 145 with a strike in the ninth, and Amanda has 152 with a spare in the ninth. So looks like Haley is going to be the odd person looking in after this. Not bad, though. First time.
No, nothing to be upset about.
Absolutely not. Interesting 3-7 lead there by Sarah.
There's your everyday 1589.
You left something like that today.
The 189.
Yes, that cost you the show.
I would have still lost if I spare struck. He
Yeah, you're
doubled.
right.
I would have still lost.
You're right. Yes, you are correct. Sorry.
I actually missed it by about 30 anyways. So I would have needed to double there instead.
Yes, meaning if you struck on that shot.
Yeah, I threw it really good, let me tell you. Off my hand, it was good until I picked the ball up.
Yes. All right, so yes, Haley is going to be out. Oh, got to reset some. Matt, lane 4. Let's see here. Nolan makes his spare. So Sarah, 200 scratch, 228 with her handicap. Haley, 109 scratch, 165 with her handicap.
Re-rack down the bottom. Just re-rack on the center.
Amanda, 126, 174 with her handicap. And Nolan, 137, 182. So let's pop back over to this side.
Ooh, that's not a good round.
No, he struggled today.
So needs this one.
Yep. If Tiger makes this putt, he's in the playoff.
This is a very interesting game. Pretty much, if Dylan gets a strike here, as long as Jack doubles, Aaron needs a double.
Tiger is a 40-footer. If he makes it, he's in the playoff.
When was the last time he won?
It's got to be a good 3, 4, 5 years.
Dylan comes in high in the 7th.
As long as
Leaves
he,
the 1, 3, 6, 10.
as long as he makes that, he'll be okay. He just needs a couple of marks.
Yeah, if he... This is amazing. If he were to miss this, we would have a bowler at 139. Dylan could be around 140, and Aaron would be at 141. All of them would be on an open after 9.
And then Ryan could shoot 253.
Yes.
He made it.
Good cover there by Dylan.
That's going to be a big cover for him.
Yes,
he
it
needed
will
that.
be. All right, so at the moment, our number 1 seed, Jack
close.
Selmer, is the odd man out. He's trailing Aaron Heckman by 2. Aaron's got 141. He is on an open in the 10th. He comes in light, leaves a 2-4-5.
So he makes that and gets 9. Jack would need a double.
is correct.
It's important to get 9. Make this and get 9. That's got to go. I thought that was about 3 left of where he has been throwing it.
I think it was.
Makes the spare. All right, 9's important here.
Yes, he cannot shut out Jack.
No. Yeah, and Dylan isn't exactly entirely safe yet.
No, absolutely not.
As long as, if Aaron gets 9, as long as Dylan got 9 on his first shot, he'd be all right.
Well, if Aaron gets 9,
No, he would need a mark then.
a mark, yes.
9 whiff would tie.
Big shot here for Aaron.
Switch balls. Got
And
9
got
though.
9.
Better
All right,
shot.
160. That's actually pretty important.
I actually think he did what I did against one of my matches. He went to the ball that he knew he could hit the pocket, but it'll never care. It gets 9.
Smart move.
I did that today. I needed 8 to win, and I went to the ball I knew would get 9. So interesting 248 for Graham.
All right. Well,
Yeah. So he shoots 240, and everyone else is in about the 160s.
yes.
All
So
right.
Jack is going to need to double to get ahead of Aaron.
Yes.
And let's see what Dylan could do. He is on a mark with 132.
He threw pretty good last time in this lane.
Ooh.
Another good-looking shot
All right.
there.
He needs to make that
Yes.
and get none.
Yes.
He
As
just
long
needs to make
as
it.
he makes it, he's through.
Spare 9. All depends on Jack's first shot here, too.
That was not very good.
Yeah,
All right.
it's get it down the lane far enough.
Yeah.
This now forces Dylan to get the spare here.
Yep. Should be routine for him.
And he will be moving on. So it comes down to this. If Jack strikes, he moves on. If he doesn't, Aaron moves on.
That's way
Uh-oh.
left.
He gets the jersey strike. Unbelievable.
I need to see that one again. All right, Dylan finishes with 167. Jack just needs 2. He gets 9. All right, so Ryan Graham at 248, Jack at 168, Dylan at 167, and Aaron at 160. Interesting first match on the scratch side.
I want to be one of these guys that has a TV show that guesses about who's going to be in the NCAA tournament. Just have an hour show and guess. I wonder if they have weathermen too.
We could start our own thing on the internet for that.
Yeah, but they get paid more than we do.
Well, we not as soon as they find out that we're doing it.
They'll see how good we are, and then they'll hire us.
We have name recognition to begin with. We have panache,
Yeah,
the word of the day.
The Fats and Skip show.
Who hit me in the back?
I did. On to Matthew.
Okay,
Why?
bowling fan, that was some exciting first eliminator finals. Finishing in fourth in the scratch division, getting a $60 scholarship certificate and award goes to Aaron Heckman.
Aaron Heckman, $60 for his fourth place finish.
And our fourth place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $60 scholarship certificate and award goes to Haley Brown.
Haley Brown, $60 for her efforts.
Okay, on to our match of three for the eliminator. They will switch sides.
All right, let's look at the upcoming schedule for PJBT next week. Adult Junior, number 5.
Yeah, if you plan on bowling, get those entries in.
Yes, we are at Stanton Lanes in Wilkes-Barre, all wood bowling center. If you want the discount, you have to pay a $20 deposit, no later than $11:59 tonight. You can pay that deposit at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. Once again, that's an adult junior next Sunday, Stanton Lanes, Wilkes-Barre, 10:30 a.m. start time. Then the following Sunday, March the 25th, we go to J Lanes down in the Douglasville area, southern Berks County. That will be on a challenge shot. That is a 10:30 start time. Unusual, Skip, that we're at J Lanes on a Sunday. Usually we go on Saturdays to J Lanes.
Yep, something different this year.
Yes.
Our first event at J this year was the Saturday event, so we decided to add a second event there. We always get a pretty decent turnout there at J, so we're going to give it a Saturday morning event and see what happens.
Yes. And then the week after, we do have a Saturday tournament. That's the day before Easter. We are at Jordan Lanes, another wood bowling center, for our PJBT Easter Classic. That is a 10:30 start. No, wait. That is a 2:30 Saturday start time. Sorry. That is on a challenge shot pattern as well. And then the first tournament in April, Sunday, April the 8th, is the under 21 doubles at Heaster's Lanes in Reading. Sunday, April the 8th at 10:30. And then the week after tax day is adult junior number 6 at Leisure Lanes in Lancaster. So that is the upcoming PJBT schedule for the next month. All right, for those of you that are watching, our message board is live and operational. Feel free to chime in. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to chime in. If you like what you're seeing, if this is your first time, feel free to hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand portion of the screen, and you will be notified, as long as you have your notifications turned on, of each and every time the PJBT goes live on YouTube. We do televise all of our finals live, assuming I could get a good signal going out. If not, we tape them and upload them later on that evening. Knock on wood, haven't had to do that yet. Hello, Desmond. Nice of you to join us after your efforts here today. So, Daniel, what did you think was going on in the scratch match in game one that
I said before, I didn't think anybody played it right. Except Ryan, because he can play it there.
So you would have been a whole zone to the right,
Oh, at least.
throwing something aggressive, something sanded down to a 500 or 1,000?
I would have had a ball at 1,000 and something else. Couldn't tell you what the other thing was, but I would have had a ball at about 1,000 and went off of that.
You have to bowl one game with one hand and one with the other, whichever one you win with. You have to use that from both sides.
Jenna says, go Amanda.
Okay, bowling fans, we're on to our semifinal. The 3 bowlers advancing down to 2 for our title match. On the left side pair, we have our handicap bowlers. We have on the left, in a moment, you'll see number 3 seed Sarah Fennicle and number 2 seed Nolan Heron. On the right lane will be number 1 seed Amanda Granada. Okay? With their handicaps appropriately put in the system. On the scratch side, we have on the left lane number 4 seed Ryan Graham and number 2 seed Dylan Zimmerman. And on the right lane, we have number 1 tournament leader Jack Selmer. Okay, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our eliminator round 2.
All right, and away we go. To remind everybody, on the handicap side, Sarah gets 28 pins, Nolan gets 45, and Amanda gets 48. Looks like Ryan Graham will be up first. Lane number 5. And shaker 10. Sarah Fennicle, lane 3. She goes Jersey, leaves the 5-9. Amanda comes in light. Jack comes in light. All right, so let's see if the 4 of these bowlers can pick up their spares. Sarah goes first. She makes her spare. Ryan goes second. He makes his spare. Amanda goes third. She does not make her spare. And Jack makes his. All right, off and running. Nolan starts out with throwing one in the channel. Not a good start there. Zimmerman up, lane 5, 10 pin. That's a better shot for Nolan. All right, so he has 9 after 1. Amanda up, frame number 2. She goes Jersey, leaves the 6-10. Zimmerman makes his spare. Joining me now in the broadcast booth, tournament director Matthew.
Hello there. How are we doing today?
Oh, it's just another Sunday in a bowling center.
Some interesting first matches there in our eliminator style final today. Now heading into the second eliminator final to determine our final 2 bowlers who match off for the title. On lane 5, Jack Selmer with a strike there. Starts spare strike. On lane 4, Sarah Fenico picks up her spare. 2 spares in a row for her.
Joanne, to answer your question, most tournaments are $35 entry fee. Certain tournaments, certain doubles tournaments, we allow discount prepaid entries that'll save you a few dollars. And if you're going to be at a lot of tournaments, we have a membership that you could buy that will save you a few dollars at each and every tournament you enter. But the typical price is $35.
And on days like today, we guarantee a top prize of a $300 scholarship for each division, and we are paying out a total of, I believe it's over almost $1,400 in scholarship prizes today. So after going spare open, Ryan Graham with a strike. Dylan Zimmerman looking to pick up the washout. And on the handicap side, a strike for Sarah Fenico. And a strike for tournament leader Amanda Granata. And a good spare there by Dylan Zimmerman as he converts the washout. So to update you on the scoreboard, on the left pair, handicap side, we have Sarah Fenico with spare strike. And Nolan looking to put up his first mark here. And he leaves the 10 pin, so he'll have 25 in the third.
Good shot there by Sarah.
Just mark it down. And a jersey strike there for Sarah Fenico. She has now a double. Jack Selmer leaves the 6-9-10, converts to spares, so he's clean through 3 frames. Back on lane 3, Amanda Granata lets the ball go wide, missing the head pin, and leaves the 1-4-5. Certainly can't get the ball out today there, PA.
Absolutely not. There
is a clear out of bounds.
Yes.
As Nolan kind of hit there. Got the ball wide, leaving the 1-2-7. So both of our handicap bowlers will look to convert. And Amanda unfortunately misses to the right. 40 in the fourth for Amanda. Scratch. And a spare there for Nolan. Nolan barely hit the head pin, but he was able to convert the spare, so pretty even on the handicap side. On the scratch side, we had a strike for Dylan Zimmerman and now a double for Ryan Graham. Scores seem so far look better on the scratch side on the right pair.
Yes.
This left pair must have been giving them some fits. Selmer goes wide, leaving the 1-2-4. Clearly a mistake you just cannot make on this pattern today. Amanda Granata leaves the 4-5. That'll be a tricky spare. She'll have to try to fit it in between. Right now, Sarah Fennicle out to the lead on the handicap side, looking to convert her 4-pin, and she does. So she will have 86 in the fourth, and she has the lead on the handicap side. On the scratch side, Zimmerman crosses up high, leaving the 3-pin. He'll look to convert. Right now, Dylan will actually, they're all in the 50s in the third, so we're pretty even on the scratch side.
Has a better shot for Nolan.
Yes, nice strike there for Nolan Heron. Zimmerman able to convert his 3-pin. And over on lane 3, Amanda Granata goes wide, leaving the 2-4-5. She's still looking for her first mark. She does have one strike, but all misses beyond that. Sarah lets that one go a little bit wide, leaving the 1-2-8-9. This pattern is very touchy on speed. That's another big item today. Graham comes up on lane 5, a little bit light, leaving the 2-4-5.
I do want to make a comment on the pattern, but I can't think of the word I want to say. It'll come to me. But
Tricky comes to my mind.
Joanne, yes, the tournament at J Lanes will be a $35 entry fee. And Chuck says, pour it on, Sarah.
Selmer comes in a little bit high, leaving the 3-6-10. So he'll look to convert. Sarah puts up her first open. She chops the spare. So she has 111 in the sixth with her handicap 139. She has the lead at the moment in the match. And a chop, 2-4-5 for Ryan Graham. He'll have 79 in the fifth. Nolan Heron with a good shot, leaving the 9-pin. Selmer converts his spare. And that will put Ryan Graham as the low man at the moment. Nolan picks up his spare. So through 6 frames on the handicap side, Nolan Heron, the only one with a mark. Right now, tournament leader Amanda Granata is the low person out at the moment. She is the low bowler. Zimmerman comes up high, leaving a 4-pin. And a big strike there for Amanda. Sarah Fennicle crosses over and strikes. So she will maintain a lead. It looks like she has a cushion now to go toward the finals. 4-pin for Dylan Zimmerman. He converts his spare. So right now, Dylan Zimmerman on pace to have 95 in the fifth. Jack Selmer 86 pace rather in the fifth. And 79 for Ryan. So Ryan's the low man out halfway through the match. Graham comes up a little bit light, leaving the 1-2-8. He'll need to convert that spare. Meanwhile, Jack Selmer. He comes up high also, leaving the 3-6-10. Very speed sensitive pattern. Meanwhile, Amanda Granata with a great shot. That gives her a double. Puts her back in the match on the handicap side. Here's Sarah Fennicle, lane 4. Looked a little inside a target, but she's able to trip out the 9 and the 10, leaving just the 4-7.
Question, Matt. You're a good person to answer this. Jenna would like to know, why are the ages so different between all the bowlers?
That's an interesting question.
Yes, it is.
I would say because the PJBT, we try to promote youth bowling At an early age, we get a lot of younger and older bowlers. Our tour has always been set up as the 21 and under tour, so you can bowl up until you're 21 years of age. But many bowlers and parents over the years have started their youth bowlers sooner. And we've had some kids win tournaments that were 8, 9 years old. So it's never too early to start thinking about winning scholarship money and putting it in your scholarship fund for college. But I will also say under that comment that some of our bowlers are older and they don't look older.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
We have some bowlers who are quite, look like they're maybe 13, 14 years old and are 17, 18.
Yes.
Based on height or,
Yes.
So, but that's a very good question.
Yes. And the one good thing that we do, we have a scratch division and a handicap division each and every week.
Yes, so once you average 200 or more, then you bowl in the scratch side. And most of our bowlers on the handicap side, they're getting 90% of the difference of their average with 200. So generally speaking, that's the scores that get added in when they're bowling their match, similar to right now. So Sarah Fennicle up on lane 3. She maintains the lead on the handicap side, but comes up light, leaving the 4-5. Right now, the important spare here is on lane 4 for Amanda Granada, as she is the low bowler right now. She goes to shoot that spare, and the ball slides by, so she puts up a 113 in the 9th, 161 with her handicap. And it looks like her and Nolan are battling for advancing at the moment. Fennicle picks up 1. She'll have 158, 186 with her handicap. She's got a pretty good cushion. It looks like Sarah will advance. It's going to be down to who she bowls against. On the scratch side, Ryan Graham with a double, a much-needed double. Jack Selmer also picked up a strike. So right now, Ryan Graham is on a pace to shoot 219 if he strikes out. Jack Selmer can shoot 223. And Dylan Zimmerman can shoot 225. So our 3 scratch bowlers are neck and neck. Nobody pulling away from the crowd right now on the scratch side.
And we go into the 10th frame on the handicap side.
All right, PA, I'm going to let you finish off the game. I'll go out and give some awards.
All right, so Amanda, who has 161 after 9, she went a little light, leaves the 1-2. She will be looking to make this spare. She does. She could strike for 181 with her handicap. That will force Nolan to get 9 in 2 balls. Sarah Fennicle is safe. She is already at 186 with her handicap. And Amanda gets 7, so she has 178. So Nolan is going to need 8. 8 pins on 2 shots. If he gets 7 pins on 2 shots, we would have a tie. On the scratch side, Jack has 123 with a spare in the 8th. Ryan is on a double in the 7th and 8th with 99, and Dylan has 115 with a spare in the 7th. So right now, Jack is still the low man looking out, or trying to get back in. All right, so Nolan just is looking for 8 on 2 shots. All right, he gets 7, so right now he's in a tie.
Yeah, he got at least 1, I think. No, he did not.
He did not. So that is a tie. I don't think Matt knew that it was going to be a tie by the look he just gave. All right, so let's pop over to the scratch side here.
Always nice to have a tie in the handicap division.
Yes. Yes, Nolan's off his hand. That looked like he was definitely going to cover the 2. And then
Looked like it was going to hook.
It just slid and slid and slid.
Good baby split there for Ryan. Spares that up. Boy, this pair is completely different for these scratch bowlers.
Yes. All right. Jack in the 9th leaves a washout. That is not good.
I believe that's going to be a scratch roll-off also for the handicap bowlers because there's only a 3-pin difference. So,
all right, we're going to pop out to full view here so we can catch the roll-off on the handicap side.
Nolan goes first, leaves just a 7-pin. Dylan comes up a hair high, leaves the 4.
Yes, it is scratch on the handicap side.
Or light rather, leaves the 4. Nolan starts out with a spare.
Right, so
His first
Jack's at
shot.
149 on the scratch side, so the best he could do is 179. Ryan will need to mark to get above that.
8 count there for Amanda.
Spare for Zimmerman.
That's a pretty big spare there with
Yes.
how tight the scores are. Amanda makes her spare.
Oh, 10 pin for Ryan.
Cannot get the messenger to grab it.
Jack up in the 10th. He goes Jersey again.
Big spare here for Ryan. He needs to make this.
Yes. Yes. If Ryan makes it, he will just need 4 pins to go through.
Amanda opens.
And he makes it.
Nolan needs a smart to win.
That's a better shot by Jack. All right, so Ryan Graham through with 185.
And I don't think Nolan needed that. He didn't need that mark. He just needed better count on the first ball, which he got. So Nolan will be moving on to face Sarah Fenical.
All right, so Dylan is just going to need 6. If he gets 6 on this first shot, he's guaranteed no less than a tie. If he gets 7, he's through.
That looks like at least 7.
And it is. All right, so the 2 number 1 seeds bow out in the second round.
And it will be Graham Zimmerman for the title.
Dylan was the number 2 seed. Ryan was the number 4 seed.
And I believe we have the 2 and 3 seed in handicap.
I believe you are right. Yes, it is 2 and 3. All right, 189 for Dylan, 185 for Ryan, 175 for Jack. What was the roll-off final? And on the handicap side, the two-frame roll-off was 37 to 25 for Nolan.
All right, we're going to give out our awards here, and then the bowlers will flip-flop again. Our scratch final will be back on 3 and 4, and the handicap final on 5 and 6. I am going to go put my stats in. I will be back for the title match.
Okay.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our semifinals. Very exciting semifinals. We had a roll-off there in handicap. Finishing in third in the scratch division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Jack Selmer.
Jack Selmer, $75 for his third place finish today.
And our third place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Amanda Granada.
$75 to Amanda Granada for her third place finish. All right. Prodigy, what'd you get for 6 today? Did you get 35?
Okay, on to our title matches.
So 6 brackets and a 6th place finish. You made $125 today. Once again, for those of you joining us for the first time, first off, welcome, and thank you for watching the PJBT Tour on YouTube. Our message board is always live and operational. Feel free to chime in. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free. Just keep it adult-like. And if you like what you're seeing, feel free to hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand portion. And as long as your notifications are on, you will be notified each and every time we go live on the PJBT network on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of you next week up at Stanton Lanes in Wilkes-Barre. I'll be there. I think the Prodigy will be there.
Yay.
The Prodigy and I will be heading out to Pittsburgh later this week. Thursday, he will be his last time lacing up the bowling shoes in his high school bowling career.
You make it sound worse than it is.
Trying to bring home a state championship. What was your stats this year? You were high in the state at 236.025, which I think was second high all time in the state, I believe. 4-year career of averaging 221 or 222.
221.3.
Not bad. So if there's any college coaches listening out there, if you have some scholarships to offer and you have a college that's really good at TV production and all that stuff, feel free to hit me up. We would like to talk to you. Since, as of this moment, this young man sitting to my right is still uncommitted for college. He is leaning towards Penn State. Certainly not for bowling.
No.
More for the academic, what he wants to do in his life.
And to play some soccer.
Yeah. Mary Beth Baker's dad would like to know how difficult you found the pattern today.
Well, to start, I thought it was actually pretty easy. At least, and by start, I mean just the first game. I had about 4 boards to throw at down lane the first game. Then it turned into like equivalent of a flat pattern that you miss one right, one left. It might hit the pocket. Hopefully you left something makeable. I did not strike much.
After game 1.
After game 1. I had one other, out of the 9 games today, I had 2 200 games. 2. And besides the 2 170s, 170 like 4 was my low. And I didn't have any more than like 1 open per game.
Well, I know you were clean through the first
Game.
and in through the 10th till the 10th frame of the second game.
The first 6 games I opened 5 times. 1 open in games 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe I only had 3 or 4 opens in match play.
One of them being in the 10th frame
Yeah, let's not
when
talk
you
about
left
it.
the 189.
Hey, it's better than the 1910.
That is true.
The way I missed the 189 was funny. I chopped it right off the 9. It's like I left a stone 9 pin.
Excellent.
I thought I made it.
Looks like in the handicap match, Nolan is going to be getting 17 pins from Sarah. Chuck is saying we are for we are Penn State.
We are Penn State.
Are you ready, Matthew? Matthew's not ready yet.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time for our title match for the 8th major of the season. On the scratch side, we have number 2 seed Dylan Zimmerman taking on number 4 seed Ryan Graham. Dylan has elected to start the match on lane 3. On the handicap side, we have number 2 seed Nolan Heron taking on number 3 seed Sarah Fenical. The difference in handicap is 17 pins going to Nolan, and Nolan has elected to start the match on lane 5. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our title matches.
All right, off we go.
Tournament.
Prodigy, very quickly, so the people listening and watching to us don't think that we're stuck up. Tell them the funny story very quickly and how you got known as the Prodigy. Because it's a funny story.
All right.
Very
So
quickly.
We're bowling at, what's the place called? I need a, it's in New Jersey.
Howell.
Howell. We're bowling at Howell. I'm bowling like crap. I win a bracket. He calls me the Prodigy for the first time. I left a 1-9-10.
The very next shot
Yes.
on the live stream.
No, it wasn't on live stream.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It was during qualifying.
Well, anyway, that's the funny story of very quickly on how he got that nickname. All right. Nolan did strike in his first shot. Sarah also puts 10 back. Good shot.
Handicap bowlers come out striking.
Yes.
On the scratch side, Dylan Zimmerman covers up his 2-4-5-7 spare to start the match. Now we'll take a look at Sarah Fenical up in the second frame.
Mary Beth, is that you asking that question? It's just so I know if you're right-handed. And hello, Lynn. Everybody, I think, is fine.
Mary Beth now you got me all messed up. Sarah Fenical crosses over, gets a strike. So she has a double to start the match. And
That was a 5-7-10 hit.
Yes.
And Ryan Graham strikes on lane 4.
I thought the Sarah's jersey was better. that did not hit very good.
Heron came up light, leaving the 1-2-4-8. He'll look to convert the spare.
Well, Mary Beth, I would say typically when you leave a lot of 7 pins and you're right-handed, I would say your ball is basically coming in DOA.
Yeah.
Graham strikes in his second shot, so he starts with a double.
So in other words, your ball is losing a lot of energy by the time it gets down to the pocket. So you're probably going to, maybe you had too much surface on your ball, or your ball was burning up. So you would probably want to throw a ball that stores its energy till it gets a little further down the lane.
Taking a look here at Dylan Zimmerman. He lets that ball go a little bit wide, leaving the 1-2-4. Back over to lane 5. Oh, and Nolan misses his 10-pin spare. So he'll post 48 in the third, 65 with his handicap. Now stepping up, Sarah Fenical, looking for 3 in a row. Start to take control of this title match for handicap. She lets that one wide, and in today's pattern, it is going to go straight. That is a 3 count for Sarah. Meanwhile, Dylan Zimmerman picks up his spare. So Graham starts with 2 strikes. Dylan starts with 2 spares. On the scratch side, you're watching the title matches of Major number 8 from here at Rose Bowl in Allentown.
By the way, my kid reminded me the word I was looking for the pattern was loads. There's the first run of the oil machine has 6 loads. That is a lot of loads for the front part of the lane. Basically, the more loads, the more the straighter you're going to want to throw the ball, especially out more towards the right. So that's why you're seeing, if you miss right, it stays right, because there's a lot of loads on the front part of the lane.
It helps that it's 10 feet, so it doesn't.
Yes.
It actually doesn't do as much. It's 10 feet. Most loads are about 6 loads and 4 feet.
Plus, there was about 2.5 units outside today.
I don't know.
Zimmerman chops his spare in the third frame, so he posts a 42 in the third. Meanwhile, Sarah Fenical was able to cover that 3 spare. She's up in the fourth. She crosses over, leaving the 6-pin. She has a 62 in the third. Not a common number we see pretty often, but 62 in the third. She'll look to pick up the spare. Now Ryan Graham looking for a triple. And a great shot. 3 in a row for Ryan Graham.
That was a very good shot. Sarah covers her spare.
Good spare there. Back to Ryan now. We'll see if he can make it 4 in a row. Really trying to take a dominant lead in this match, as he was the 4 seed coming into today. And he does. 4 in a row for Ryan Graham. Want to point out to our bowling fans that Ryan has the lead currently, and if he wins, this would be his first title since winning the Added Money Bowling Championship. Our championship tournament at the end of the season for the major scholarship money. That was his last title. He does not have a win this year. On the handicap side, Nolan Heron comes up a little bit high, leaving 3-6-10. He has 65 in the fourth. Zimmerman goes wide, leaving the 2-4-5. Still looking for his first strike. And Nolan Heron picks up his spare. So 82 with his handicap in the fifth. Sarah will have a small lead on him halfway through the match. Dylan converts a spare. See if Dylan can make an adjustment here now. He went 6-7, 6-7 on his first 4 shots, first frame. He has not had more than 7 on the first ball yet, which is not as surprising on this pattern, but see if he can make an adjustment here to get back to the pocket. Meanwhile, Sarah Fenikel on the handicap side leaves the 2-4-5. And with a spare conversion, Nolan will lead the match by 3.
Looked like Dylan made a big jump right there.
Yeah, he did. He moved right, but left the 2-pin. Fenikel covers her spare, so she trails the match by 3 pins halfway through the title match. Nolan Heron with a 3-pin lead over Sarah Fenikel. Now Zimmerman for his spare. And he covers it up. So 2 spares, an open and 2 spares to start this game. He certainly knows on the pace Ryan's on right now, he's going to have to start striking, as Ryan still has 4 in a row. Now Sarah Fenikel crossing over, missing the head pin to the left. She knew it off her hand. Leaves the 1-3-6. She'll look to convert the spare. She has kept the board clean so far. Now Ryan Graham for 5 in a row. And he gets it. Great shot.
You're
Ryan's
tough to beat when you keep striking.
Absolutely, especially on these patterns, because these patterns, they're not going to give you free strikes. There's no doubt about that. You got to earn every one of them. Now Sarah to pick up her spare. And she does. So she keeps the board clean, 96 in the 5th. And now Ryan on the scratch side looking for 6 in a row. And he makes a great shot, leaving the 10-pin. Meanwhile, on your live, Nolan Heron leaves the 4-7. And with a conversion, he will be up 4 pins. He converts, so he'll be up 4 pins through 6 frames. That 10-pin lead by Ryan Graham officially carries over the 300 pot for this week. Graham picks up his spare. Okay, so Nolan misses the pocket to the left, leaving the 1-3-6-9. He'll look to convert. Well, he gets it out in that slidey area, and unfortunately he gets 3. Misses the head pin. He'll put 108 in the 7th, 125 with his handicap. Dylan trying to search for something. Goes wider with that shot in the front of the lane, and it did not read at all, leaving the 1-2-4. Another 7 count. So now he has 78 in the 5th, and he trails by 61. Meanwhile, Sarah Fenikel on the handicap side goes a little bit light, leaving the 2-4-5. Zimmerman converts his spare. So if you're in Dylan's shoes, PA, what do you do here?
Pray.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far. I would say make a drastic move at this point,
Well,
probably move in.
He started in, then he jumped out. His shot in the 5th wasn't all that bad. The shot in the 6th he just lost off of his hand. That's probably, right there would have been his best option. To be playing out, but point it a little bit towards the pocket.
It looked like he made a better shot, but it hooked up high, leaving the 3-6-10. So another 7 count for this game. I think he'll be the first to tell you he has more 6s and 7s in this game than he's probably ever had.
Yes.
I thought your pray comment was pretty good.
Thank you. I call it like I see it.
In a nutshell.
Yes.
Sarah Fenikel chops her spare. She puts 122 up in the 7th. So she now trails Nolan Heron by 3 pins. It's a 3-pin difference entering the 8th frame.
Basically, with 2 marks here, Ryan will shut out Zimmerman.
Yep. Dylan chops his spare. 104 in the 7th, can only shoot 190.
Pretty good looking shot there for Sarah. At least just the 10 pin.
And yes, Tony, this is the finals.
Wow, another great shot for Ryan Graham. Pretty much needs one more to lock up the match and take home the major title.
Sarah misses her 10-pin. So any mark here by Ryan shuts out Dylan. With an open, Ryan would be in the 180s, which will basically give him the win anyway. Best Dylan could shoot is 194.
He does go a little bit wide, leaving the 1-2-4-8.
Yes.
So he'll look to convert that spare, and with a conversion would pretty much lock up the match. On the handicap side, we have Nolan Heron looking to convert the 1-2-4-8, and he does. So right now, Nolan maintaining a small lead heading into the late frames. Spare there for Ryan Graham, and that should lock it up. He will take home the scratch title. And in the ninth, Heron comes up a little bit high, leaving the 6-7-10. So we'll see if he can get two or even convert. In the meantime, I will let Josh and PA take over for the finals as we give out the final awards.
That's really nice of you.
Yes, thank you.
I thought so.
All right, so with Dylan not striking there, that officially shuts him out. So we will fast track that match. So we'll turn the camera over to the handicap side, which, let's see here. Nolan has 151 with an open in the ninth, and Sarah has 131 with an open in the eighth. So with a spare, she'll essentially tie the match.
Big shot here for her. And she leaves the ever so dreaded pocket 5-pin. Best thing with a spare like this, though, it's nice to know you just got to throw it straight down the middle between your legs. However you got to do it, you make it.
Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, meaning throw it through between your legs.
Where I come from, that's a jumbo. Sarah avoids ridicule and embarrassment by making her 5-pin.
All right, both bowlers strike out in the 10th. We have a tie. Both Dylan and Ryan left 10 pins in their ninth. They both covered them on the scratch side. Let's see what Sarah could do. Anybody's match on the handicap side. As a good shot.
Good shot there for Sarah.
All right, so Sarah gets 9. So with a spare conversion, she will be at 171. So basically, Nolan just has to beat her in the 10th to win. If she spares, he'll have to double.
Yeah,
to win.
A spare here is a double.
Yes. With a spare here, Nolan could either go spare strike or strike spare, and we would have a tie. With a miss of this, Nolan just needs to cover 20 pins. So again, spare strike, strike spare. And that's a spare for Sarah. So she's in the clubhouse at 171. Nolan, by the way, came to us from Connecticut today. And he's up very quickly. He doesn't take much time. All right, so he's going to need that, make that spare, and strike for a tie.
Ryan Graham, 238. He will win his first title of the season and put himself in championship weekend.
You don't see Dylan Zimmerman with too many games that he doesn't strike. All right, and that will do it on the handicap side as well. Sarah Fenikel with a 171-158 victory over Nolan Heron. That's not what I wanted to do. Next week I might mess around with this and try to set up a side-to-side view with these two cameras for the finals.
Going this way.
Yeah. Just to add another dimension to our broadcast.
Ow.
By the way, when we interview Sarah, she will tell you how to win bowling tournaments here on the PJBT. That's automatically equipped. Did she hurt you, Skip? Oh, that's your bad wrist.
I put my hand out and she decided to
Yes.
hit it as hard as she could.
Yes, and that's your bad wrist.
Yes.
Yes. John would like us to know that this is where he bowls for leagues. Chuck says, good job. All right, so we will have our awards handout, and then I will set up the camera for post-match interviews with the winners.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our 8th major of the PJBT season. Time to give out our final awards for today. Finishing runner-up in the scratch division, getting a $150 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Dylan Zimmerman.
Dylan Zimmerman, $150 for his second place finish today. He's in on spring break from McKendree.
The handicap division, competing in his first PJBT, getting a $150 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Nolan Heron.
Nolan Heron, $150 coming to us all the way from Connecticut.
And our champions for today in the scratch division, getting his first title of this year, his last win coming in our championship tournament last year, $300 scholarship, and glass bowling pin to Ryan Graham.
Ryan Graham, $300 for his major victory today.
And our champion in the handicap division, getting a $300 scholarship, certificate, in the first place glass bowling pin for major title, goes to Sarah Fenikel.
Sarah Fenikel, $300 champion on the handicap side. All right, I am going to reposition the camera. I will be right back. All right, we're waiting for Sarah to come on over to get interviewed. Hello.
Hi.
All right, we are here with our handicap champion today in major number 8, Sarah Fenical. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You seem to always step it up when the higher amounts of money is on the line. Did you ever notice that?
No, not
Yes,
really.
you have. Don't be modest.
Well, I mean,
You've
this
won-
season I've only been here for the majors.
Well, yes, that is true. You are a junior this year or senior?
Senior.
You are a senior. Oh. Where is your future going to take you?
Well, I'm going over to Hack to finish out my associates in chemistry, and then I'll be transferring to get a bachelor's in chemical engineering.
Wow. Do you know where you're going to be going?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, let's turn our attention to the bowling tournament. Now, I know you started out very well in game 1 today. You had the front 6.
Yes, I did.
And then nerves started to come in.
Yes.
But you still shot over 200 the first game.
Yeah, I shot a 206.
Yes. And you pretty much, you didn't lead for the entire tournament, but you were pretty...
I led game 1 and 3, and then after that I dropped down to either the last place 4 cut to go into match play or slightly above cut.
Okay. So, tell me how you attacked this PJBT Kegel created challenge pattern.
Well, I started out just kind of playing how I know, going down the second arrow and just trying to hit pocket at that point. And that was during practice. After practice, I realized that I would actually have to end up moving left as far as I could, as I felt comfortable with. And then about halfway through game 3, I really started to struggle with keeping my ball either on the right side of the head pin or without leaving splits. That was really my issue. And then from there, I just tried to keep myself calm and really just try to do what I know best.
Well, you did it very well.
Yeah.
So, you really didn't have too much issue getting through the first match. You were the only one that shot over 200 in your first game of the Eliminator. The second match, you were clear through. There was a tie between the other 2 bowlers, and in this match, you struck and spared in the 10th. So I'm sure you knew that your opponent needed to fill 20 just to tie.
I actually didn't.
Oh,
I try
okay.
not to think about what the opponent needs to do to
Okay.
win a match. I just give it my best, and that's just
Okay.
kind of how I go through matches.
So tell me what equipment you were throwing today.
I started out with my Motive Jackal Ghost. Then I switched to my DV8 Creed. Then I switched to my DV8 Freak Show. And I used my Motive Venom Shock for my spares.
Sounds like a lot of balls that begin with an M.
Yeah. Used all 4 balls.
All right,
on my bag.
here's your chance to say whatever you want. Thank whoever you want.
I really want to thank Colin for helping me throughout the entire day. I mean, he was just kind of bouncing between a lot of people, and whenever I really started to struggle, he ended up staying through the finals, actually, to help me if I needed to. One of the biggest things was I couldn't actually see the pins.
Yes.
I'm colorblind,
Oh,
and so there's pretty much no pins down there when we use the gold pins. So I had to have somebody tell me what pins I left if I left something.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gold isn't the only color that I have issues with like that. So.
Who? Anybody else besides Colin you want to thank?
I mean, I want to thank my mom and grandmother for bringing me
There
down.
you go. That's pretty important, considering that's probably about a 2-hour ride for you today.
It was about an hour and 15 minutes
Oh, that's it?
down. Yeah,
Okay.
we came down from from Ashland actually
Oh,
today.
all
We were
right.
up at my aunt's.
Okay.
Normally it's about a
right.
2-hour drive.
And I know there's somebody that helps run PJBT tournaments that
Yes.
that helps
Josh.
you, Josh.
Josh helps me a decent amount.
And Sarah's going to tell you how you could win PJBT tournaments right now.
Add PA Fats on Facebook.
Oh, add PA Fats on Facebook. It works every
It
time.
does.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your handicap champion getting $300. The one, the only, Sarah Fennicle. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, now let's bring the scratch champion, Rick Graham, in. Rick Graham from the... There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Pull your thing up a little bit. All right. First off, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
The first since last season.
Yes.
Yes. You were really the only bowler out of the 4 that had a pretty good look in the finals.
Yeah. After we practiced with 2 shots on each lane for the first round of 4, I had nothing, and I made a guess and went crossover and moved to left, and then I had a good look on the left pair. The right pair, I didn't move quick enough, and late in the game, I finally got to the right area and was able to finish off and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, spares always matter. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're a senior as well,
yes,
and what's your future going to hold for you?
I am going to a community college nearby home for 2 years and then transferring somewhere yet. I do not know where yet.
I'm sure it'll be a bowling school.
Yes,
Absolutely. Do you know what you want to major in?
accounting.
You want to be me? You don't want to be me.
I mean,
You don't want to be me. No. No. There's nothing wrong with me, but you don't want my life. No. All right, so difficult sports shot pattern out here today. You know,
definitely.
about a 2.5 to 1 ratio. How did you attack it all day?
In qualifying, I used a pinup IQ tour for about 2.5 games, and then switched to the ball that I used in the finals, the Daredevil Danger, not with surface. And then once we started the finals, I put surface on it since we were on fresh, and it
Right.
actually worked pretty good.
Yeah, it did. It did. How did you do early in the block today? Because bowlers like you always interest me when we bowl on these flat patterns with a lot of loads early.
Yeah.
Because typically, in my mind, you think the straighter bowler that could get right and throw more of a down and in or a small swing shot tends to do better until the lanes open up.
Yeah.
But how did you do early? Because Lord knows you're not really, you can play that game, but that's definitely not your A game.
I started around second arrow, around 10-ish with the IQ tour. So, I mean, I started straighter,
Okay.
but then as we progressed, you could see the lane starting to burn it up a little bit. So instead of moving left with the same ball, I thought maybe if we go to a shinier ball that gets down the lane and has more angle in the back end, it actually worked out pretty well then.
Yes, it did.
Slowly progressing left.
That's pretty much how you attack one of these patterns.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, here's your chance to say whatever you want to say in there. Thank whoever you want to thank.
Thank you to all my friends that stayed to watch. That's about it.
That's about it. You don't want to thank Dad for making you such a really great bowler and your high school coaches and
I thank my dad for always helping me, and thanks to the PJBT crew that helps get tournaments done and gets great turnouts each week.
and just for the heck of it, thank that guy right there.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Scratch Division champion earning $300 today and making his way now to championship weekend, Ryan Graham. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank you, Josh. I'm good.
let's wrap this up, Joshua, a.k.a. Skip.
Not really much to say. Just get those adult junior entries in by midnight tonight if you want to get the discounted price. We typically draw about 40-some teams out there. It's
Yes.
Always a good time up there. It's a little bit of a drive, but
Yes.
I personally think the center is well worth it.
I like that center. I actually like both of the centers that we go to up in Wilkes-Barre. They're in my favorite, but I grew up up that way. Yes, I grew up a little north of there.
If you've never bowled at Stanton Lanes, very playable.
Yes. Josh
So-
will be wearing his favorite shirt next week.
If I'm there, that's up in the air yet.
Yes.
There's other things that may be going on next week, so
All right.
we'll see. Maybe
All right.
I'll give it to Peaches.
There you go.
She can wear it as a dress.
There you go. All right, let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, for the entire PJBT crew. This is Skip. I am PA Fats. We will see you next week from Stanton Lanes in Wilkes-Barre, PA.
See you guys.
See ya.